Hello everyone, it's Jennifer and thank you for joining me today. Today is going to be a little bit of a different video. I'm going to share with you some of the fun items that I have in my Etsy shop. I hardly ever talk about my Etsy shop, and I have been growing it and building it, and I have so many fun beads, findings, and threads and beading wire and bead mixes that I want to share with you and just give you a glimpse of what I have in my shop. Also, I have some Tierracast. I love Tierracast metal findings, and as we've all found out, Tierracast is scheduled to be closing at the end of the year. So I thought I would take all of my Tierracast and I'm gradually getting them added into the shop as the orders are coming in. So the first thing I want to share with you is good thread. This is amazing. This is a bonded nylon thread, and this is from John Bead, and I love this thread. I have a tendency sometimes to, when I am seed beading, if I'm using like maybe a Nymo thread or some like a thinner thread, I have a tendency to break it. I've never broke anything or the thread using the good thread. And I do have 3 of these full spools. These are 500 meter spools. So you have 547 yards of this beading thread, and I love it. I absolutely love it. It's incredible. So we have that. Since we're talking about thread, let's go ahead and I will bring in the Miyuki thread. Now I will tell you, Miyuki thread is another thread that I don't break. And I know that it's not that I'm getting more gentle with my touch. I just know that it's having a higher quality or high quality or what fits for me. And so I have a number of colors in this size B Miyuki thread. This is nylon beading thread. Like this one here is in green mint. I don't want to open the package, but I do have these listed in my Etsy shop. And again, these are from John Bead. And I have a number of different colors that are available for your beading projects. All right. Since we're talking about thread, let's go ahead and I will bring in the last stringing wire. The last stringing wire that I have in my shop. I have some Beadalon 7-strand. I do like the 7-strand. Don't get me wrong, 49-strand, 19-strand, they are amazing. But I do love a good 7-strand. And I have these in different colors. I have a purple, I have a blue, I have a red, I have a green, and I have a pink. And those are available too. So the next thing I want to share are beadwork findings. I have used beadwork findings in some of my, when I've been a guest for Danielle Wicks, for her lives, and she has shared many videos on how to use the different beadwork findings from John Bead. Let me grab, I think I have the pair of earrings that I used these with. One of the lives that we did with Danielle, I went ahead and I used these beadwork findings and made these earrings using some 11O seed beads. And I just alternate, actually it was 11O seed beads and then some little tiny 2mm crystals that I had. And it turned out so pretty. You can do so much with doing anything on the inner, doing them in between. The sky's the limit on what you can do with these beadwork findings. Or you can just simply string and put an ear wire on it and call it an earring. But you can definitely design it up. Also too, some of these, they're little they look like C's, right? And they have a loop at the top and then a loop at the bottom, and it's like a chain. It looks like actually I think it's called chain. It is. It's called the Chain Half Circle. And this one here is 28 by 35 millimeters. And I love it. I love having that extra little loop in the middle here so that you can design up and design down and design all around if you wish. But those are really super pretty. And then these here too. And again, I have a number of them. I just didn't want to bring them all out. But these pendants here have flowers. They have 2 flowers on one side and a flower on the other. And these are called the Circle with Flowers pendant. And these are 33 by 36 millimeters, and you get 4 in the package. Those are the John Bead Beadwork findings, so be sure to check out those. And I have them on sale. These are 20% off right now. Let's go ahead and bring in some beads. I have a couple of bead mixes, both from John Bead. I have pumpkin pie, and there's 6 different compartments with different beads, and they are just absolutely gorgeous and stunning. There's so much you can do with these bead mixes. This little bottom left corner is my favorite corner of the entire bead mix. And then I also have blueberry muffin. Look at those dark blue, look like blueberries. And have some round beads and some other round beads and all different colors, and they are just absolutely stunning. Again, these are John Bead as well. So be sure to check those out. I only have 1 of each. Next, let's bring in some single beads. These aren't the only single beads that I have. I have these in white, and then I have like a pink color, but I have these shell beads. These are also from John Bead, and they are Preciosa, and they are just absolutely stunning. Let me go ahead and add them onto a piece of wire here. Aren't those just beautiful? Look at that copper finish in there. Just so pretty. And then this lavender with almost like a bluish, silverish finish. Just gorgeous. And I sell those by 4 packs. So if you need a larger quantity, just let me know. Or if you need a smaller quantity, I can add something up for you. Something else that I want to share with you, I mentioned some beadwork findings from John Bead. Well, Danielle Wicks did her magic with Tierracast, and she created the fringe findings. So there's 8mm, and there's also 10mm. And I have made a pair of earrings using them. Let me see if I can find them. No luck finding them, but you can use some of the good thread, and you can make some fringe earrings. Also too, I'm going to be sharing with you some Tierracast caps that I have. So these are caps that you can thread through, okay? And what you can do is, let's go ahead and, so you have a nice center hole here, right? And then you can put your fringe, and these fit perfectly. And then you can add your bead, or you can just do yourself a little simple loop, but those work perfectly. And these, so since the 10mm works, you know that the 8mm will work as well. Okay, it's just going to be a little bit more flowy with that one. And so I will be adding these on to the shop next. Don't have them in the shop now, but I will be adding them into the shop, as well as some of these buttons. Gorgeous buttons. I love these buttons. I love using them for closures. You can use them for earrings. Just the sky's the limit on what you can do with those buttons. All right. And there are other bead caps. I found some acorn bead caps that work with this as well. I don't have those in the shop, but hopefully I can get those added in. So I have some, they're like, I think they are called acorn. I had them in my stash, and what I've been doing is just trying to build up the shop. And so I've bought a lot of bulk and just getting them photographed and getting them added onto the site is where where I'm at in the shop. Now we have some strands. So we have some Crystal Lane DIY, and these are from John Bead. And this one here has 3 different beads. So this is a great bang for your buck on as far as bead strands, because you get 3 strands on 1 card. And these beads are absolutely gorgeous. Again, did a live using these beads. Let me grab that. Here is just one of the projects that I did. And what I did was I just wire wrapped the rondelles and then connected them using a large 8mm jump ring. And then used those same 8mm jump rings to make a extender. So sky's the limit on these bead strand cards. Here's another, this is a double strand, and again, this is John Bead Crystal Lane DIY. And then this has, you have your clear silver, you have opaque, you have a solid shiny glittery silver, you have gray, and you have black, and you have black with that gorgeous finish. And again, another great bang for your buck on that. I think I have 2 of those left. Then look at some of these gorgeous bead strands. Have a couple of bicones, and look at those beautiful beads. Not 2 beads are the same. And again, these are John Bead Crystal Lane DIY. Just beautiful. Let me share some more. This one's one of my absolute favorites. Another check glass John Bead, and just absolutely beautiful. Just stunning. Look at those gorgeous cathedral beads. You have some ovals, beautiful centerpiece. Look at those big chunkies. Those are in the shop. We have another check glass, and this one's more of a purple lavender. And look at these Saturn beads. Oh, they're gorgeous. I don't know if they're called Saturn beads, but I call them Saturn beads. But there's so many gorgeous beads in these strands. So beautiful. Then we have another check glass, and this one is kind of a green, an olivish green with a poke of yellow, and just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And then we also have, this one is, I thought it was called Honey Amber. I think it's called Honey Amber. Oh, Amber Honey. And oh my goodness. So when I went to go post this, I put the color. It's Amber Honey. I got it shot down, rejected. They took it off because it had amber in it, the word amber. So now it's just called, I think, just Honey. And these have a lot of gorgeous little check glass beads as well. So pretty. Then if we're going to stick with the orange, let's stick with some orange check glass. Look how beautiful these faceted beads are, these little elongated smooth bicones. And then we have a couple of hearts. Look, we have little heart beads. So pretty. I only have 1 more of these left. And look at the gorgeous Christmas trees. You can just very easily just you can make 2 pairs of earrings with this strand and then have some bicones for other projects. You can add in your stash. But I only have 1 left of these, and I won't be getting any more. This is probably my favorite strand of all. And I think this one's probably the most priciest one. But the details you get in this strand, they are just so, so, so pretty. And I don't know if it's these gorgeous orange or these faceted beads. You have some jack-o'-lanterns. And just a gorgeous, gorgeous strand. Beautiful. Not only do we have the strands, but I also have some seed beads. I love this, I think it was called Gumball color. These are 10-0 check glass seed beads, and so many different colors. You can use this bead mix, use some of your fringe findings, and make beautiful, beautiful, beautiful jewelry. Those are stunning. Also, I also have some of the check rolla beads, and these are also John Bead. Have hematite. These are just a couple of the colors, but hematite, I love the travertine on chalk white. Aren't those just beautiful? Just beautiful. And I have those in the shop as well. I love these metal, magnetic clasps. Aren't those pretty? I have those in three different colors. And then look at these connectors. Connectors are so fun to work with. You can use these for earrings. You can simply just jump ring them and make yourself a bracelet using the connectors. Wouldn't that be pretty? Then earring posts. These earring posts are so beautiful. And we also have ear wires, and I love their ear wires. Their ear wires have that unique back opening for the ear wire, and I love having that back opening. Nice large opening. The loop is nice and large, and they're just stunning. And I have this in several different colors. One of the colors, and you'll see them priced differently, because I also have some gold filled. So I like using the gold filled too for my fine line. So there's just a little glimpse of some of the items I have in my shop. I have so much more, so much more. Oh, I also have head pins. So if you're looking for head pins, these are Tierracast head pins, and it says they're 22 gauge wire, but they're pretty sturdy. And I love using them. And what I like about using the 22 gauge is for those beads that are might have a smaller hole, and so that sometimes have you ever been working on a project and you go to add a bead and the bead stops like there, and you're like, oh my goodness, why won't it just go all the way down to the end? I don't run into that issue using these head pins. They are absolutely gorgeous, stunning. Oh, here's another color for those connectors. So if you're just looking at, yeah, there's also the bright gold finish. So pretty. So jump on over into my Etsy shop and be sure to favorite the shop and get notifications so that as I'm adding new products and getting to adding all of my Tierracast, you don't miss out when I have a new item. And yes, eventually we will be having some kits. We will be having kits. And my hope was to have kits including Tierracast. But I think what I'm gonna do is leave the Tierracast up for all of you guys to grab rather than making kits. And if I do make kits, it'll be something that I have a very high quantity of materials for. Look at these connectors. Aren't those beautiful? I love them. Those are going to be earrings. And that's what I was going to do with those, was make a kit using those for earrings, making an earring kit. All right. So there you have it. There's a glimpse into what is in my shop. Thank you for watching. Again, I didn't share everything that is in the shop, just some hit and miss items that I had out and some that I'm getting ready to photograph. So be sure to give this video a huge thumbs up. Please comment. I love to see what everybody has to say, and subscribe. And until next time, have a good one.